Yes, just a little late today, and I apologize for that. There's a funny thing about StreamYard. You have to be at least 10 minutes out when you post the announcement. Well, that's not a problem. I normally can post that announcement 10 minutes ahead of time. I usually post it an hour ahead of time. I got busy doing something and forgot all about it. Looked up and went, oh no, I can't post my announcement. And it's kind of important to use the announcement feature. It lets people know that I'm around and that I'm here and that I'm available and so on. So I've noticed yesterday that the comments kind of disappeared. So if you're making a comment, I might have to wait until we get finished in order for me to be able to respond to you. So I apologize for that. Not sure what's going on. Don't ever seem to be able to figure out the changes that take place from one week to the next. That happened as of yesterday morning, that the comments disappeared. Not really sure why, but at this point, just understand I'll have to comment to you when I get off, which is not, and see, I see one of these comments, but I don't see the other stuff that's happening. So anyhow, thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Don, for both making a comment that I can see. I appreciate that. Now, I want to talk about something today. Over the weekend, I've been working on creating a product, and the product has to do with building a brand. And but as I was going through and doing research in the groups that I have been actively involved in, which is a really good exercise to do sometime. Just search your name in a group and see what you have commented and what you've posted and what's happened over the course of the time that you've been a member of that group. It's really a good exercise, by the way. I actually have a product where we talk about how to do that and why you should do it and where you go to do it and all of that kind of stuff. It's called Be the Group MVP. But today's not about that product. Instead, I'm working on this other product. And so I went back and I started looking through the groups that I have been actively involved in. And I noticed a couple of things. The couple of things just really like, are you kidding me? And I knew them, but it's in that category of some things just never change. I saw a man out of total frustration make a comment in a group, not a group that I manage, not a group, just a group that I'm involved in. And so I grabbed that comment that he made. This has been quite some time ago. And I looked up his name to see what else is that, what you can do in a group, and discovered that he asked that question 2 other times. 2 other times, the same answer was given. Well, guess what? If you get the same answer, it's highly possible that that's the answer. It just seems to kind of make sense to do that. Good morning, Joe. I'm going to come see you, buddy. I'll be headed that way sometime soon, and I am going to make it a point to arrive at a time when I can see you while I'm traveling across the country. So I'm counting on that. I really am. But this is what I want you to see from that. Not the criticism. I'm not criticizing him. It's just this mentality that I see, that people want things to be easier than they are. There's an expectation that things are going to be simple and I don't have to do anything. Now, there's a lot of work to get from here to simple. It takes a lot of work to get from here to there. Not the easiest thing that you can do. And those who want to make that a shortcut, fast, easy, I don't have to know anything, I just show up and cash in. It just doesn't work that way. And in the process of doing that with these groups, I discovered that there was another time. So I'm just going to relate these experiences to you. I'm not calling anybody out by name, just sharing with you the things that I see as I go, which I call now, they kind of fall in the category of what I'm calling learned helplessness. And that is that people have learned to be helpless. They can just ask a question and they expect people to drop what they're doing and answer. And in fact, that's what this one was all about. I had responded to somebody. He sent me a private message and I answer those all the time. Listen, I don't mind doing this. So when you hear me say this, please understand, I'm not being critical of people who do it. And I'm not being critical about it. I just want you to understand that there's a level that you need to achieve and it's not at that same point. Okay. So he wanted me to drop what I was doing and answer this question. And it's like, I'll get to it in a little bit, but this is going to require some research. And in order for me to do the research and create the back end piece that's needed for that, this is what it cost. And he blew up. This is what I do. I do this for a living, and I'm more than willing to help people. I really am. I spend an awful lot of time helping people. I'm very committed to making sure that people get the help that they need. But when it requires me to set aside a half a day and create a code path or an automation path to do something, I expect to get paid for it. And I don't think that's being unfair. I just think it's recognizing that there is some commitment that has to take place on your part. Went into the group and complained repeatedly in the group that nobody wanted to help him. It's like, no, we do this, but we do it for a living, and understand that. There's no shortcuts. Question asked today in a different group. These are not groups I manage. Make sure that you understand this. These are not those groups. But wanting to have a shortcut. What is the best page, the best design, the best look that will get the highest conversions? You're not going to get an answer to that question. There isn't a way to answer that question. In fact, the answer is not even possible, because every time you put out an offer, the offer makes a difference. The audience makes a difference. The traffic makes a difference. Who you are makes a difference. All of those things matter. And if you think you can shortcut all of that and just use a magic color or a magic font, and all of a sudden everybody's going to put money in your PayPal account, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work that way. So I'm titled this morning, Some Things Never Change, because there's always people who want to create a shortcut to everything. And that shortcut just doesn't exist. I used to tell people this: if it were simple and easy and you didn't have to put out any effort, you just had to smile, then the Girl Scouts could do that instead of sell cookies. Right? It would be much more profitable for them and much healthier for the public if they did that. But I really dig a Thin Mint right now, just so you know. So are there any questions anybody's got running through their head right now? I just dumped all of this stuff out there, not trying to be a downer, but and really focus an awful lot of attention. I work on automations. I work on creating shortest path for conversion, all those kinds of things. We do that all the time, but there's no magic answer to it. I don't care what product that you use. I don't care what program that you use. I don't care what person that you listen to. If they're telling you all you have to do is click the mouse 3 times and money goes in your account, they're lying to you. Don't know how else to say it. They're just lying to you. You have to put out some effort. There is an effort that's required on your part. I triggered the Thin Mint thing. Exactly. I'm telling you. So, but here's the point. That never changes. There's always those people who are convinced that I don't have to do anything, that this passive income just happens and there's no effort on my part. That is simply not true. It requires that you put in some effort. And the effort is, the thing about effort is that it requires that you work. I don't know how else to put that, but recognize that if I want to lose weight, I'm going to have to put in some effort. If I want to master a topic, then I'm going to have to put in some effort. I'm going to have to read something. I'm going to have to study something. I'm going to have to do some exercises. I'm going to have to practice some things. All those things are required. You can't, there's no shortcut for that. And I'm afraid that what we've created is we've created a society that I don't know how else to call it. It's a learned helplessness. I don't know what to do, therefore I'll ask somebody, and all of a sudden the answers will just appear. Doesn't work that way. Listen, you got to put out some effort. I was thinking about that as I was getting ready, and I was setting up my stuff here in the corner in my house to set off of a bucket. I don't work very hard to make my backgrounds the same, and for me, it wasn't a huge leap for me to start doing video. It just really wasn't hard for me to do that. I've been speaking in front of crowds of people for a long time, but the transition to speak in front of my phone took a little bit of effort on my part, and I had to work at it. I still need to work on the background. I would rather be able to provide quality content than an amazing background. I just would. That's where all my effort goes, which is I want to wrap this up with this. And while we've been talking about hard work this morning, and we have, and you do have to work, and it does require that you put out some effort. Those things are never going to go away. They're never going to change. But what you can do is this, and I realized this when I was scrambling around and recognized I was right against my 10-minute mark, and was I going to be able to get everything done? Hey, Eric, keep it fun. Just keep it fun. You'll get in time. People will be able to delay for 15 minutes. Keep it fun. I've been doing this for over 4 years. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Wouldn't do it differently if I could. I started out with my phone double sticky taped to the back of a stack of books. That was my high-tech equipment. I didn't need to wait on all those things, all those pieces of the puzzle to come together. What I did instead was decide we're just going to make this fun. All right. No matter what the background is, no matter what the shadow might look like, doesn't make any difference. Instead, we're going to keep this fun. We're going to keep it simple, and we're going to make it enjoyable for everybody who comes on. And if I miss one, then I miss it. Okay. And this is not my job. It's not work. It's not the effort. This is getting better at a craft. And having done, I don't know, probably more than 1,000 of these live feeds, I'm pretty comfortable at it. And I want you to get comfortable at the things that you do, and you have to put effort into making them happen. Not everybody can sit down and be comfortable in front of a video camera of any kind. And I understand that. Not expecting you to, but I am expecting you to recognize that whatever you have to do, whatever it is that you want to be paid for, you have to get really good at. And that's going to take some effort on your part. Now, Don, I'm going to sign off and see if I can find a thin net somewhere. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time, your attention. I appreciate you giving me a 15-minute delay this morning.